A time where you ain't see me without Tank, or you ain't see Tank without me. But what happened was, well, I think what happened was, he just like, damn, bro. I feel like he look up to me so much. It's like I let him down because because he's somebody that really know like what I can do and how good I am.
Scorecards. Judge at the ringside. Eric Marlinski scores it on 115 to 113 in favor of Gervonta Davis. Judges Steve Weisfeld and Glenn Feldman both scores about 114 to 114, even a draw. The decision is a majority draw.
Adrien Broner wasn't part of Gervonta Davis's training camp for his match against Lamont Roach, but he still had plenty to share. Broner's remarks weren't meant to criticize Davis, whom he often refers to as his little brother. Instead, Broner expressed some honest observations, admitting that Tank has seemed more worn out in recent years, which may have contributed to his surprising retirement announcement in December.
Like right now, me and Tank, like, it's weird because he loved me to death. He know I love him to death. But we don't talk every day how we used to, nigga.
Broner pointed out that in his fight against Frank Martin, there were signs of weariness in Gervonta Davis that hadn't been there before. For Broner, Tank has had a remarkable career, and whatever challenges he's facing now, whether due to age or the responsibilities of fatherhood, are understandable given all he's accomplished. He also made a bold statement that caught many by surprise, claiming he scored the fight against Lamont Roach in favor of Tank. According to Broner, Roach didn't do enough to take the victory from Davis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go. Let them dance together for old time's sake. Let them dance together for old time's
sake. This is just the latest in a long pattern of Gervonta Davis not always taking his professional boxing career as seriously as he could. Before his fight with Francisco Fonseca nearly 8 years ago, which was the co-main event to the Floyd Mayweather vs. Conor McGregor bout, the second highest-grossing fight card, Davis missed the grand arrivals during fight week. This was something he repeated leading up to last year's clash against Frank Martin, where he was the headliner. Additionally, Davis struggled to make weight for his fight against Fonseca.
You won't get too much on paper, but shit, I damn sure thought I had it. Especially when they announced the score for him, I was like, oh, they gonna give me a split decision win.
Gervonta Davis has also faced legal troubles, including a 44-day stint in jail in 2023 for violating the terms of his house arrest, and he was sentenced to 3 years of probation in May 2023. Despite these challenges, Davis remains an incredibly talented boxer with exceptional punching power for his size and weight. After recently contemplating retirement, the fighter, known as Tank, now faces an important decision. He needs to determine whether he is willing to fully commit to his career, both inside and outside the ring, to maintain his status as an undefeated champion and one of the sport's biggest stars. While he hinted that another fight may come before a potential rematch with Lamont Roach, Davis will need an immediate and dominant victory in such a rematch to retain his position as one of the most popular American boxers in the world.
The decision win. I was like, oh, yeah. I said, oh, shit, here it goes. But as soon as I heard that 114, I was just like, damn, all right, it's over with.
Many believe that Lamont Roach Jr. and his team have a strong case for having the decision overturned if they decide to appeal, which they are already in the process of doing. Roach Jr. has teased the potential outcome on social media, where he has been vocal about the knockdown and its impact on the fight's result. On March 5th, he posted a series of comments, starting with, "Y'all tweaking if y'all think Buddy was off or had an off night. That stuff is just different when it's with me. I told y'all from the start. Just because I feel like I won doesn't mean I said he was easy work or something. The knockdown gives me a unanimous decision." He later added, "I did take care of that in the ring, and you're about to make me come at you with this bias. I know he got his people, but leave it be. I ain't suing anybody. I'm just getting that clear knockdown that they robbed me of situated. Get it right, guys." Report that.
So, yeah, man, it's just crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Like, it's okay. We gonna run it back. It's okay.
When someone suggested that having the knockdown overturned would mean Roach Jr. would win a split decision instead of a unanimous decision over Davis, Roach Jr. responded, saying, "The guy who scored the fight for Tank gave him that round. If the knockdown counts 10-8 my way, that's a 3-point swing, so I would have won that card too. Go back to your cave, casual." Roach Jr. is correct that if the knockdown is overturned, it would lead to a unanimous decision victory for him, not a split decision. However, he'd likely be happy with either outcome. The main takeaway from the Davis-Roach fight wasn't that Tank had been exposed as a fraud or had a poor performance. Instead, it was that Roach fought brilliantly, showcasing the right talent and strategy to give Davis a tough challenge.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's falling in. I'm forcing that hook.
When you think about what happened in the 9th round, how frustrated are you that that wasn't counted as a knockdown?
Man,
That's not to say Tank doesn't deserve criticism for his performance. Many have pointed out his tendency to start slow and be overly economical with his punches, which nearly caught up to him, depending on how you view the draw on his record. His behavior in the 9th round, thinking he could call a timeout by taking a knee, and his assumption that it was within the rules to ask his cornermen to towel grease from his eyes, showed a level of entitlement from Tank that deserves plenty of criticism. However, Roach deserves more credit than Davis deserved criticism. Roach went up against an elite counterpuncher and managed to out-counter him, answering nearly every left hook from Davis with a right hand. He didn't fall for Tank's traps and feints, instead patiently waiting for the right moment and setting his own traps.
Honestly, I thought I should have won without that being counted a knockdown. Look, I ain't the ref. I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he had to wipe...
When Roach traded punches, he did so just long enough to let Davis know he wasn't backing down, then quickly got out of the exchange. His ability to avoid prolonged exchanges was key, and he must have an iron chin. While his defense, anticipation, and counterpunching kept the number of clean shots he took to a minimum, he still got hit on the jaw a few times and managed to survive to hear the scorecards, a feat that's rare for Tank's opponents. Davis was the betting favorite going into the fight, and many in boxing were quick to call it a mismatch. However, there were also more knowledgeable voices who saw Roach as a challenger capable of being competitive. Still, I don't think anyone expected Roach, the Reaper, to be the one to threaten Tank's perfect record.
His eye, he had the white sweat out his eye, but the rules do state if you voluntarily take a knee, then that's an automatic 8 count. But it is what it is. I wasn't relying on that. I was relying on what I was doing in there. I think I was taking control. I think I was landing more shots. I think I was landing more power shots. And I thought I was doing my thing. So I'm not really that frustrated about that.
The outcome serves as a reminder that superstars should take the biggest fights they can when the opportunity arises, because sometimes that seemingly inconsequential bout is the one that comes back to haunt you. However, any damage to Davis' reputation can be quickly repaired. All he needs to do is sign for an immediate rematch with Roach and secure a win next time. At the post-fight press conference, Davis hinted at a bigger fight that he said would come first. Some speculated that it could be a matchup between Tank and Shakur Stevenson. For the sake of argument, let's assume that's what Team Davis has in mind. Unfortunately, that potential fight just lost a lot of its shine after this performance.
But if that was kind of a knockdown, I would win a majority decision.
Yeah, Lamont, this is Matt from Brunch Boxing. What explanation, if any, were you given about why that particular sequence was not properly called a knockdown?
With a fight like Tank versus Shakur, one that could be billed as determining who the best American boxer under 30 is, you can't have one of them coming off a fight that most people feel he deserved to lose as the favorite. Davis needs a Roach rematch, even though winning it won't be easy, to maximize interest in future bouts against Stevenson and other top-tier opponents. While a draw on Davis' record isn't a major blow to his marketability, the lingering feeling that he was second best in his most recent fight certainly is. To overcome this, He needs to follow up with a win in a more recent fight where he is undeniably the better fighter.
I don't know. Did y'all see me in the ring tell him to keep counting? he started counting. I was like, why you stop? Like, keep counting. But I honestly don't know. I don't know. But
from Roach. And there's a left uppercut that lands for Roach. Davis digs to the body. Oh, and that right, but Davis took off some of the steam of the punch, but still, Roach leaned with right.
He took a knee.
He took a knee.
You take a knee like that, that looks like a knockdown. All right? Back up.
That's a generous call from
Did he not take a knee?
Not take the mouthpiece to come out.
That's what I thought.
Oh, here comes
Davis versus Roach 2 needs to happen, and it needs to happen next. It should take place in a location where Davis' fans from Baltimore and Roach fans from DC can come together to create the most electric atmosphere possible, and where New York's Willis, who is usually a fine referee, by the way, won't be on the commission's shortlist. That's where Tank Davis is right now, a star who once shone brightly and was seen as the next big thing after Floyd Mayweather. Now, however, he faces a battle with his inner demons and the daunting task of coming back from a situation he's never encountered in his career. Right now, Gervonta Davis has maintained his relationship with Adrien Broner, whom he grew close to during their time with Floyd Mayweather. More recently, Davis literally helped save Broner from a downward spiral after his long hiatus due to retirement, just before his comeback fight against Blair Cobbs. In an Instagram post, Adrien Broner expressed his gratitude to Davis for helping him get back on track with his training. He shared that he had struggled with binge drinking during a tough period, but then out of nowhere, he received a call from Tank. The lightweight champion invited Broner to join his training camp, and since then, Broner has stayed focused. The former world champion thanked Davis in heartfelt terms. "I got a call from my baby bro, Tank, and he told me to come do camp with him. I've been on track ever since, and has been pushing me every day. So with that being said, I just want to thank you, Tank. Let's get what a guy deserves out of this boxing stuff and laugh together on an island at the end."
Tank caught me like, yo, I need some help with this. You know what I'm saying? The AB came to me, and the great thing that I loved about the whole situation, from all the stuff AB went through, he was respected. You know what I'm saying? He showed up, he did, Champ, I said, look, you're on my protocol now, and the results that he's seen, he in a good space. You know what I'm saying? We thought it was his hand hurt, but it was his elbow.
From the look of things, many might argue that Adrien Broner's absence is what contributed to any bad luck for Gervonta Davis. Broner was present during Davis' training camp for his fight against Frank Martin, where Tank delivered a brutal 8th-round knockout. Meanwhile, Adrien Broner suffered a humiliating defeat to Blair Cobbs the weekend before Davis' fight. When discussing what the training camp looked like at that time, one reporter asked Tank's coach about Broner's preparation. The coach responded, "My thoughts are that he's doing what we need him to do. I'm seeing the transition. I'm seeing glimpses of what I used to watch when I was on TV and stuff," said Ford.
But I also know one thing, though. Being too confident can get you killed. I also know that about the game as well.
How did you know he had trouble with the law? How'd you find that out?
Huh?
We ain't here for that.
We ain't here for that. But
Okay, but you have connections everywhere.
Hey, see, everybody thought he was gone, see?
Do you think he met Chapo?
Huh?
Do you think he met El Chapo?
I mean, I ain't worried about that, What up, Chapo,
But no, that's
According to the trainer, almost everyone had written him off, but the truth is, he never went anywhere. He's still here, and he has a mission that hasn't been completed yet, he said. This opportunity that Tank gave him allows him to show the world that he never left.
Escobar. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Hey, does he look like Tank?
No.
Nah.
I'm about to get out of here.
Me too.
All right. So, message to your fans, Adrien. What do you tell people who love you and support you?
Support me, follow me, and I'll fight for y'all, man. You already know. AB, Adrien Broner, always bomb.
Do you know which stars are coming yet?
Huh?
Which celebrities are coming to the fight?
Man, this is Miami. You know.
Everybody.
Everybody coming. And the off season. If you ain't in the playoffs, everybody go to Miami. You never know who you might see.
Another reporter asked if Davis and Broner were happy to be collaborating together in the camp. The trainer responded that he could see Tank repaying all the favors and help he received from Broner. He emphasized that, in many ways, their roles have shifted compared to how they used to be earlier.
Huh?
Do you think he met El Chapo?
I mean, I ain't worried about that, you know. What up, Chapo, though?
But no,
The roles have changed, the trainer said. It's like Tank is the big brother, and Broner is the little brother. But they are both even now. That shows the respect for where they've been and where they are now. It's a good thing. Despite the smile, Broner seemed to carry a heavy heart as he reflected on his journey, acknowledging that the support from Davis and his coach, Mike, played a major role in his return. Coach Mike is everything to me, Broner said. I promised myself before I hung the gloves up that I would become a world champion again, for Coach Mike and for myself. That's the goal. At 34, Broner is often remembered for his off-the-ring antics, including a 2016 arrest at a bowling alley for robbery and his well-documented struggles with alcohol.
Trainer Mike Stafford, kind of like a very but just in depth, like just point of just posting that, was that just to kind of reflect on how much he's meant to you leading into this fight?
All right, man. Yeah, man. You know, Coach Mike is everything. So, and you know, I promised myself before I hang the gloves up, I gotta become world champion for Coach Mike and for myself. That's the goal. So,
he hasn't had a world-class win since 2017, which was a split-decision victory over Adrien Broner. Once regarded as a Hall of Fame caliber fighter, Broner has since become a cautionary tale for young boxers. He discussed the importance of winning a world title at this point in his career and how much being a champion has meant to him over the years, something he feels hasn't always been fully understood by the public. Honestly, all of my world titles are special to me, Broner said. All my life, all I ever wanted to do was become a world champion. Every time I won one, I cried tears. I'm pretty sure I'll do the same when I win the next one.
Okay. I'm just ready for the build a ring and for my opponent to be across. Shit, that's like lip cop right there.
Nah, good luck for it. Don't fuck me up now.
Nah, man, I feel good, man. Training camp's been going great, and I'm ready to put on a great performance.
Broner just talked to us. Obviously, relocated to Vegas for camp. In camp with Tank, and obviously in camp with Coach Calvin and the team.
Yeah.
Talk to us about the experience. Getting ready alongside the brothers for the fight.
Broner's fight with Cobbs at 34 is seen as a last stand of sorts. He is no longer the youthful title holder who was one of the faces of the newly established Premier Boxing Champions nearly a decade ago. Having fought only twice in the past 5 years, Broner needs a strong performance to prove he still deserves his star status. During his media workout, he reflected on his difficult journey in the sport. Boxing can eat you up and spit you out and move on to the next, Broner said. When your career is done and over with, they're going to look for the next upcoming boxer. So, I always try to tell everybody, just do what's best for you.
Broner just talked to us. Obviously, relocated to Vegas for camp. In camp with Tank, and obviously in camp with Coach Calvin and the team. Talk to us about the experience. Getting ready alongside the brothers for the big fight.
This is like being at home. Being back with my love brother. They feel good. And, being on the longer side of them, training together, and we both getting ready for a fight. I always feel great.
Adrien Broner has certainly had a successful run in his boxing career, amassing a record of 34 wins and 4 losses. Eventually, he stepped away from the sport to focus on his mental health before making his comeback. It hasn't been an easy journey figuring out his mental well-being, especially after he released a heartfelt apology letter to several of his friends, a letter that quickly went viral on the internet.
You with their problems, but you can't go to nobody.
Broner's mental state has been questioned, not only by others but by himself as well. The challenge has been dealing with many of his personal struggles over the years, which has led to him fighting only 4 times in the last 6 years, despite still being just 33. After making a triumphant return to the ring, Broner continued to battle alcoholism, narcotic addictions, and other vices. He admitted to having gambling issues and a tendency to indulge in excess. Women. At the moment, Gervonta Davis is focused on making a comeback with a rematch against Lamont Roach, hoping things will go his way and allow him to put an end to the controversies that have surrounded the boxing world since the events of the first day of March. On the other hand, there's a big question mark surrounding Adrien Broner's career. There are many doubts about whether the boxing world will see him back in the spotlight again.
A lot of people might go, oh, I was able to do something, jump up higher. It still seems like that 140 championship title, it's like a kind of like an itch or grab, like you want that one more than maybe others, or it just doesn't matter.
I don't know if you really a fan. I won a world title at 140 pounds too. So, I don't mind going to 140, or staying at 147, or if the right guy become world champion at 154, we'll go grab one of them too. But
There's been little response from Adrien Broner regarding his career. It seems he's grown weary of his constant back and forth with retirement, and this time, he's chosen to remain silent on the matter. The New York State Athletic Commission has refused to overturn the draw in favor of Lamont Roach, and while Davis' supporters may not be ready to admit it, the boxing world knows the truth. Lamont Roach was robbed of a victory. That's all for now. For the latest updates on news, moments, events, and action in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss any of our quality content. Until next time, peace out.